How's it going, guys? Today I have this fuel tank out of my parents' John Deere L111. That started smelling gas. Come to find out, these are a pain to get out, by the way. I found a crack. I don't know if you can see that very well. Right there. I put water in here. I'm going to try to plastic weld it with just the plastic that's here. I might grab some from this edge here. Letting the soldering iron warm up. Put water in it so I can verify that that's where it's coming from. It's having gas there. I didn't want to keep squeezing fuel out of it, making sure that was it, making sure there's nothing else that's leaking from one of these edges or anything like that. But as of right now, nothing's dripping. Gas also ends up getting some pressure behind it, so see kind of what happens. I might try to hook up some air to the fuel line spot, see if I can pressurize this at all, get something to leak out. I don't know how well you can see it, but I had to fill the thing up all the way just to get a couple drips out of that crack there, but that is where it's leaking. I just wanted to verify it. And I tilt it back, dry it off, and see if I can somewhat plastic weld this. It doesn't have to look pretty, just as long as it holds. Okay, you guys might find this a little funny, but there's some solder in there due to the fact my soldering iron still uses solder. It's still full of water. I've been holding the fuel line vent and squeezing the tank, and I can't get a single drop to come out. All I did is run over it a couple times, so I might run over a few more times, but all I'm doing is literally just dragging the soldering iron right across the entire crack, going from before the crack starts to kind of after it ends. That way it doesn't keep cracking. But as far as I can tell, it seems like it's holding pretty well right now. I'm going to keep testing it for a few minutes, make sure, and then drain all this out and off to my parents to reassemble the whole mower. I was very surprised how much you have to take apart to get this thing out. So when I'm testing this, I'm putting my thumb over the breather hole for the cap, and then my pointer finger over the fuel line barb, and pretty much just like I'm doing CPR. I'm just pushing on the tank, which is expanding and contracting the tank, and just keep checking if it leaks. My finger is completely bone dry, and you guys can see that, but you know it's getting pressure because when I take my finger off here, it's squirting water out. So seems like our fix worked, as far as I can tell. Fingers are completely dry. I was getting pretty fast bubbles before. Water driplets. I'm not getting a single thing. It's kind of nice using a normal soldering tip because it still has a point on the end. So I just put the point down in the crack and just kind of drug it with the point. Pretty much just the whole tip, just with the point down, and just kind of drug it back. And then I used the side of it and just kind of smooth everything back to the center of the crack, and then went over the top again. It's still kind of concaved in there, but it's not leaking. That's all we're worried about. And those of you that are like, just buy a replacement tank, they're $111, and that's for an aftermarket. If you want a OEM one, they're like $160. So we ain't doing that. Got a brand new fuel cap. So we're gonna dump this out and then head over to my parents' house. We'll stop and get some fuel in my fuel jug, and pretty much just let this air out the whole way, get everything back together, fill it up, and we should be good to go. Hopefully. It's a plan, at least. Alright, Alright, back from my parents' house. Sorry I didn't record anything. Everything worked perfectly. No issues whatsoever with the John Deere. Hooked it right up. We got it actually all back installed and everything. All like 12 bolts and kind of getting the shell back on, steering column, steering wheel, all that stuff in about 5 minutes. Fuel line hooked up. Had to start it a couple times because it kept dying. The battery shot on that mower. But no issues at all. So, need a new fuel filter on that mower. But otherwise, it's running pretty good. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Getting some Ego batteries charged so I can go on an e-bike ride again. I need a better battery system than these, but they charge, both of these will charge, what, in the next 30 minutes they'll be done. So, yeah, see you guys next video.